Hello, I think I'll get through this video if I don't do too many comments, so I'll just tell you what's what and get on with the reading, okay? Comment by Big Collapso on last night's Over the Peak video. The days of the bankers creating money from thin air and without human or technical work, burdening everyone with unpayable debt are coming to an end. It's time to line them up naked for inspection by jury. If they have no calluses, worn joints, or compressed vertebrate, they didn't do enough to get anything. Farming by hand seems like a good next career for them. I had lots of lovely information lined up to lay before you today, but this has taken over. Let's leave that one. Let's go on to this one. The Mish article of yesterday, a Mish article of yesterday. He's been knocking out lots like he always does. He's an absolute machine, is our Mish. Brilliant. Population. The elephant in the room. Peak oil implications on population growth. What level of human population is sustainable? In the last 200 years, the population of our planet has grown exponentially at a rate of 1.9% per year. If continued at this rate, with the population doubling every 40 years, by 2600 we would all be standing literally shoulder to shoulder, says Professor Stephen Hawking, as reported by somebody or other. We get this chart, which is world population and oil production going back to year zero. And as you can see, the population increased as oil production was increased. Maybe that's just a coincidence. Comments. That's what the rest of this is going to be. Comments from that Mish blog. Mish pumps out the blog so regularly, rarely the comment section gets to be so large, but this one attracted a lot of commenters. Dear Mish, Malthusian drivel, referring to his article, was wrong before, will be wrong again. Please see shale oil and gas to the singularity. That means machines getting intelligent and all that sort of stuff. We're going transhuman this century. It's not far off. All bets are off at that time. Vincente. I think we are headed for hyperinflation. I don't think Mish really understands hyperinflation yet. He says things like hyperinflation is a political event and not a monetary event, as if the government was not in charge of the money, or printing half the money they spend had nothing to do with hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is a positive feedback loop that once entered is very hard to get out of, and usually finishes with nobody using that currency anymore. If you don't understand the last sentence, you don't understand hyperinflation. Panic Early writes, Exponential math, the most important video you will ever see. Albert Allen Bartlett, born in Shanghai, emeritus professor, physics, University Colorado. Bartlett lectured over 1,600 times since the video that we've all seen, and quite a few people have seen and think they're really intelligent because they've seen the video. DC Sunset, yeah. We left the Stone Age because mankind ran out of stones. Population peaks are normal, and Edward Morgan's benign view seems a lot more in tune with the way things really work than the doom and gloom Club of Rome crap that constantly circulates. Peak oil, degradation of this and that, it all sounds exactly the same as every other theory of disaster that has made the rounds since before the Roman Empire. Innovation solves every problem. once political interference ends. While political interference exists and dominates, however, people starve. Look at Africa, where all starvation is a function of political effect. Glenn Reynolds: sorry, but I beg to differ. While your hatred against those less fortunate is quaint, these people have very little to do with the meaning of overpopulation as it pertains to the above article. The real problem is that 7 billion people all want to live like kings and queens. The earth simply cannot sustain 7 billion McMansions, 35 billion cars in their driveways, and all the other stuff that these 7 billion little kings and queens yearn to accumulate, chasing one mass-marketed trend after another like so many brain-dead pop-cultured robots. This is a fact. The other issue is our brainwashing into believing that everything about our society should be based on never-ending economic growth, and we cannot be happy, successful society without it. It's pure nonsense. I'm just extracting these. There are 150-odd comments. Owen More and More. Oil is located in source rocks and is formed under great pressures by kerogens, being heated in the presence of hydrogen. When the oil is discovered and some of it is pumped out of the ground, the result is more oil then being generated. Coal is formed when oxygen is present. Coal gasification works too. The amount of coal in the ground is staggering. That's exactly staggering. Not approximately staggering, but really exactly staggering. Lots of both, and with further development of coal and oil technologies, answers can be found. I have a very difficult time accepting charts and graphs explaining it all as how it is all going to hell in a handbasket. It is more a purport than an actual fact. Peak oil is about... No, he corrects this later. Peak oil is not about running out and not having any. It's when the productive capacity to refine oil is less than the demand. That is here. There is still more oil. Just because man can't extract it anymore doesn't mean it's gone. About the best read out there concerning oil reserves is that link. Peak oil took place when the payment for oil shifted from payment in kind, oil for gold, resource for resource, to payment in the form of empty promises, 1971, when Nixon closed the Treasury gold window. Finally, peak oil is strictly a problem that relates to automobiles. Without automobiles, there is no peak oil problem, as the non-automotive use transportation fuel consumption for non-remunerative purposes is minor. 10% of fuel bought by the markets. Get rid of the cars and solve the energy problem. Marting 456. Hi Mish. Don't you think Social Security has something to do with it? In the old days, people raised children because they expected the children to take them at old age. But now they expect the government to take care of them. Oh, so that'll be take care of them in old age. But now they expect the government to take care of them. Credit crumbs. Global warming is not the big issue. People had started raising that in the section. It will cause problems, but it's not catastrophic. Resource depletion is the big issue. Time and time again, civilization crashed due to resource depletion. Cambodia's Khmer Empire, Easter Island, Roman Empire, Babylonian Empire, etc. Only a few civilizations managed to adapt. One of them is Japan. When they ran out of wood, they resorted to eating raw meat and fish. Thus the origin of sushi. Steve from Virginia. Human ingenuity has taken two forms. Humans devising means to kill other humans, see Hiram Maxim. Humans devising means to destroy value or capital for the benefit of a handful of entrepreneurs and innovators. Everyone else gets to pick up the tab. Benefits of modernity are television, a lying machine, and cars. Cars have made people fat, lazy, and aggressive. They kill 1 million slugs every year. Oops! Cars don't kill people, people kill people. The TV justifies the bullshit and makes stupidity stylish. Yep, that's progress all right. You can keep it. Mark C. Peak oil is a farce, total bullshit. May I suggest a good read on this topic? Lindsay Williams, The Non-Oil Crisis. What surprises me now is many really smart people buy into this lie. Well, it works out well for the oil companies and many other businesses related to oil. Like someone said, reminds them of the 70s. When I was a kid in the 70s, we would ride our Honda to the gas station in Colorado Springs. Through the washes, it cost us less than $1 to fill the tanks. Then suddenly one summer it went up so much that we had hard times getting the money together. We were told in junior school that it was because the world was running out of oil. ? But after the price doubled, they found more oil. Ha! Total bullshit. Diogenes of Sinop gives us just after that one. Did Malthus have capital keys on his keyboard, or did he use strictly lowercase lettering? Fedwatcher, often a bright commenter at Mish. Again, peak oil is about the price. You can make oil from coal and biomass. The question always is at what cost? Scott Reimers. Okay, only one person had the balls to reference the solution, and that was Mish. Everyone else is skirting the one phrase, population control. We hold our freedoms dear because the huge excess cheap energy has allowed us the illusion of individuality when we are part of a greater whole. Maybe I could survive without the infrastructure of my whole community, but it would definitely be a step down. We need to start realizing that my waste has a cost for you. At that point, it gets a lot easier to tell people one person equal one child. Let people sell their parenting rights. Let people earn exceptional rights for exceptional service. Due to unexpected deaths, one person, one child would be around a 1 to 3% decline depending on your numbers. Christine comes back at him with, so Scott, you advocate strapping women down and force aborting them. That's what happens in China with their forced population control. I'd rather live in Japan, no question. And Bread and Circuses finishing for me this comment section. It's people, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. How bad could Soylent Green be? It's the people. We're fine with everything being fine, but all these people have somehow got to co-live on this planet together. And when the going gets tough, it's going to be tough to live with all these people.